everybody, it's Lisa from Shabby Road Studio. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are continuing on with the Defemember prompt challenge. So today's prompt is a butterfly and 3 torn things. So that's a fairly easy prompt. I'm going to be utilizing this box from Elbow Macaroni from my lunch today. I saw I had this cute little window and I thought, why not? So I don't want it this big, so I'm going to knock everything down. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring over my handy dandy paper cutter. Oh, and I'm going to try, I don't want to scream, but I'm going to do my best to talk louder because someone said it was hard to hear. So, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that comment. Sometimes I don't talk really loud. I have a low tone to my voice. So, okay, so I want something like before that's going to be so that I'm able to punch the 3 holes. So if we keep this front size, we should be good, because I can fit the 3 holes on there. So let's cut this side flap off. Put that aside, and let's see. I want to take all the top stuff off. Stay in frame. Okay. All right, so we're left with this. I want to fold it here, but then I'm going to have to. All right. Let's see. Okay. Got my bone folder here. My paper. Let's see here. Bone folder and my scoreboard. There we go. That's straight, guys. It's hard because it's so close to the other fold line. There we go. I want the rest of this to be gone. Yeah, I was thinking unless I wanted to fold that up. Hang on. Let's cut that flap part off first. Get the scoreboard back up here. Well, we're going to score right next to that. And then we're going to score just up a little bit. So let's see if we can get those 2 to fold at the right place. Oh, bitty baby spot in there. Okay, so it does come over my window area. Let's see. Think. All right, let's just. Let's cut around that. Where's my pen? Okay. Now let's see how that looks. Oh, yeah, that's great. This is how I do flooring and wallpaper too. It's always I measure and then it just doesn't come out right. Don't you love the boo-boos? That is fine with me. That's good. And let's take our corner rounder and make those round. Okay. Yeah, so now we kind of have a folio. That's a crooked folio. Okay, well, that might bug me, but we're going to let it go. Okay, so I'm going to paint this outside. Let me move my cutter. And we're going to... I have some brown. It's called Java chalk paint I want to use for the outside of this, at least to get a coat on here to see if I like it. What am I going to do with that window, though? I don't want to paint that, but I don't want to... Kind of good enough. All right, let's paint. Well, that's tricky because this this box is slippery. So even though this is chalk paint, which chalk paint will go normally on anything, it's kind of beading up a little bit. So we'll have to paint and then let this first coat dry. But we can't dry it with the heat gun because that cellophane window will fry into nothing. Ask me how I know. Yeah, how many times I went to dry an envelope with the little window and it just shrivels up really fast. And I'm like, dang it. Okay, I am back. I dried that. I ended up covering up the window with my metal ruler so that I could use my heat gun. Dried that, did a second coat. I guess if you turn it, you can still see the word elbows there, but we're gonna go on. So this is dry. Now, oh, I know. What we should do is get our holes punched in this before we go too much farther. So, let me grab my puncher. There we go. Now we've got our holes. So what I want to do is something on the outside of this that's not brown, and gold comes to mind. I use gold all the time. So let's see. I should take this off. Okay, so I'm gonna take some. Sometimes I just use these little packaging things because if I just stick my, yeah, I get messy in my paint. I stick things in my paint and the next thing you know, I've got paint everywhere. So this is kind of what I do. I just get a teensy bit on my finger and just kind of go around the edge. I am kind of addicted to this gold paint. I don't know. I just love how it looks over the chalk paint. I always try to get the creases and the corners. Look that the gold gives. So I got our holes. I got this. I rounded these edges. This one, this one, this one, and this one. We need fasteners, so I also just cut out a few circles out of what I had laying around, and we're going to glue these two together and these two together. make sure that the hole is lined up. Now, let's see. You know, I think I need 4 of these instead of 2, unless I just put 1 fastener, but then that's going to flip up. Because if you put 1 here, yeah, that's going to be weird. I don't like that idea. Okay. So, put your fastener there. What am I not thinking about here, guys? I'm not usually one to put these fasteners on. So, if I put it here, then I'm gonna need my string. Let's see. No, that's not gonna, it has to be over here, right? Ugh. Crafting in process. Let me see. You'd have to have 2, but I don't really like the looks of 2. I was thinking I only needed 1 here and 1 here. Maybe I shouldn't have this flap. Maybe that's going to cause me too much trouble. Should I just round the corners and take this flap off? What do you think? It could be a folio without that. I mean, I don't need that. All right, we're going to cut it off. Okay. I cut the flap off. Could we use it somewhere as like a... Yeah, that's... All right. This is just what you call on the fly. On the fly. Because see, this whole doing a prompt video, you know, impromptu, like I said, it's just out of my comfort zone, so I'm giving it a try, but I don't like messing up on camera. Okay, so I feel like that needs to be rounded. That, and this one would have to be rounded. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point, you guys. I just don't. I'm going to show you this, but I literally just don't even know what I'm doing at this point. Because this wasn't the plan. The plan didn't work. So, just going to be honest about that. But I'm thinking, what if we just turned this into... Oh, why don't I just stick my hand in paint? That's what we should do. All right, what if we turn this into like a tuck spot on the front of the folio? Yeah? And we'll do the same down here. The heck with that fold over flap. Giving us way too much trouble. Way more trouble than it was gonna be worth in the end. So, okay, we're going to glue those in place. But now I feel like these corners need to be rounded. So round away. Round we will go. Oh, yeah. So now we're going to give these guys a little gold on the edge. Gonna dry those and I'll be right back. Now I started without you. I cut a hole there. I wanted to see if this thingamajig was actually going to work. So just kind of lining these up where I want them, just for looks. I mean, it has no has no other apparent purpose at this point. Not anymore. Shall we call this project a fail, or just keep on going? All right, so I'm going to get my little tool. I go. Hello. Come on out of there. There we go. There we go. Okay. That's a little thick for this, but we got it. Okay, so I have 2 brads here that I was going to use. And we're just going to put them in there for fun. Okay? So for no other reason. Just decorative now. Decorative. Yeah. I love ephemeramba, don't you? Oh, look at this dude. Is not glued down properly. Yeah, I don't think so, pal. I don't think so. This is way too much trouble for you to start coming undone now. Don't even think about it. It's not what I want. Because you're going to stay put. So then we're going to stick our other decorative all right. I don't know. It's pretty decorative. I need some gold on the edge of that. Okay. What was I going to do? Oh, okay. So I have one of those stamps from the new set of stamps I bought. I wanted to put something on the front. I was going to use the same stamp that I used for the door, the numbers. I was just going to do them in gold, but there isn't really room there, so I'm going to use this other one. And yes, don't freak out. I am going to put paint on my stamp. I know it. You're probably thinking, wow, that's risky. But I have done it before with really good results. Because sometimes, you know, people, sometimes you just don't have the right ink color. So you gotta improvise. Now again, I gotta see which way this is going. Okay. So I think I want to put it right here. Of course, I always like to mention that worst case scenario, this looks terrible, and I just paint over it with brown. Okay. Let's see what she looks like. I kind of hold it there a few more seconds than I do with the ink. Okay. I mean, it's not great, but I don't hate it. I do not hate it. It's kind of like shabby, you know? And that's my middle name. So, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Okay. Okay. I'm back. So listen, a couple minutes ago I said I didn't hate it. I lied. I did hate it. So, off camera, I painted that brown and then I tried again and it came out better, but still wasn't quite how I wanted it. So I took my stamp again and I put some black ink on it and I just kind of went over the gold. So it kind of shows up better and it just looks kind of cool. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it was okay, but it was just bugging me because I've done that technique with the paint on my stamps a million times, but I don't know if it's this paint or the stamp. Either way. Okay. I'm kind of digging this now. It's not quite dry. So then, here is the inside. Probably wondering, where are those butterflies and 3 torn items? Well, we're not to that point yet. Oh, squirrel. Wouldn't that look cool to put eyelets in there? I mean, that's a lot of eyelets, but wouldn't that look cool? I think that would look kind of cool. Okay. Well, I gotta cover this up, except for I don't know how I'm gonna keep from covering that. I have this lovely piece of paper I want to line the inside of this with. So, yeah, that was a bad print. So, except for I don't want that covered. I don't want that window covered. And it's always hard to try to cut out, you know, a spot after, well, it's impossible to cut it out after you glue it, Lisa, really. But it's impossible to cut it right now. Like, I'm never good at that. So I'm wondering really whether to not make this video 4 hours long and just paint the inside of this too. That is alive. That is bugging me. Maybe I will paint that and then just add a piece of this on this side. Yeah, so I could paint this side, just add this over here. Right, I could do that. That would be quicker and easier, wouldn't it? And right now, it's all about both. This always ends up to be more of a comedy show than crafting because, I don't know, what can go wrong goes wrong. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to paint this, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I glued this on. Now I'm just going around it and inking those edges. Okay, got this glued on, inked around it, did some gold on this side. It's coming up a little bit. I mean, we're not going to name any names or anything, but someone off camera was actually going to try to dry this, even after she said not to do that because of the plastic window. And, oh, the edges started to curl. It didn't ruin the window itself, but the edges started to curl up. So, like I said, I'm not going to mention any names, but we had to pull that off and cut some off that was curled and then glue it back down. So there you go. There's the evidence right there. Cannot tell a lie. So, all right, back to the prompt. The prompt is a butterfly and 3 torn things. So I have butterfly die cuts that were made from torn out pages. So there's the three things that were torn out. I was going to use this butterfly as well. This is from 49 Dragonflies. It's a free printable vintage nature journaling card. So I'm going to tear that out of there. So that's another torn thing. Edge that. I am liking this ground espresso. It's a cool, gives it a really dark edge, which I like. I used to really love, ooh, I'm really wiggling, sorry. I used to really love the vintage photo ink, but it's really quite a bit lighter than this. So I feel like that works. I don't know, I might put that there. I don't know yet. What's gonna be hard is to ink these butterflies because they're fragile. So I'm gonna try it a little bit. The book pages, you know, are kind of fragile, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see if it works. Sorry about this. It's really hard to see probably with all this busy background. But I get to where I like to keep a paper under there so that I don't get everything onto this mat and stuff. So, oops, that's 2. This is a die cut from Tim Holtz, if you're wondering. Some Tattered Butterflies, I think is the name of it. It's a very nice die. That's what I was wondering too. I have quite a few, not quite a few, but I have a few interesting die cuts, and I plan to get some more. And I was wondering if I cut a bunch of shapes and put them in my Etsy shop, if anybody would be interested, like a little Junk Journaler's mega pack of die cuts. Just like a mixture of different ones that I as a junk journaler use, and I know you probably would. So there's that one. So yeah, let me know in the comments if might be interested in getting, because we all don't have the same die cuts, and you might not want to just buy, you know, every one out there. Obviously we all would love to, but they're kind of expensive. So all right, I'm happy with that. Okay, so where do we want our, how about just like, kind of all on this page maybe? I don't know. I was thinking about using this, but now I don't know. No. How about the front? No. Okay, I might not use that. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that over there. Here I thought, when I looked at the prompt list, I'm like, butterfly and 3 torn things. Easy peasy. I got this. And then it turns out to be so crazy, filled with errors, unplanned, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Okay, I see. Okay, so I'm taking that same number stamp, and I just, something needs something over here. Yeah, I like it. Just to break up that white. I don't know. I like the butterflies there. That's really the only place for them. I really don't want to put them on the back. So, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to see them on here, but yet at the same time, I don't know. But if this is a folio, maybe put a thing of, maybe a pocket in here. Maybe. All right, let's put a pocket in here. Okay, right. I cut a pocket, inked around it, did another stamp. You know, I'm obsessed with these stamps, you can tell. I just love them. So anyway, we're gonna make a pocket in here. And, oh, I don't know if that's enough. I'm gonna make a pocket in this corner, down here. Man, my hands are ugly. And then I'm going to paste one of these guys on here. And glue the other one right there. glue there. Yeah, still like, oh man. Feel like I could use that still. Maybe just have it go over that window. Why not? Why not? Can't be any crazier than the stuff we've done so far. I make all these mistakes when I'm making my journals, but I just don't do it on camera. That's the difference. Okay, Lisa, why did you just put glue on the ones that are gonna go across the window? Ugh. That's not what I wanted to do. And I kind of want to stay away from that hole because I'm thinking about putting eyelets in there. All right, you know what? It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. That is, you know, tone on tone here, but it adds a little bit of interest on the front and a little bit of texture. So I guess that's important. Let me see if I have some. Okay, who moved my, okay. So this has a long reaching arm, so I should be able to do all of these. Okay. This is our little folio. With a window and two decorative knobs on the front. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Check that out, huh? Those are now pockets. Ha! Yeah, I mean, you might put something smaller in here. I don't want it to cover up the window, but I will ink around these regardless if I leave them or not. They will be inked. So come inside, you've got several butterflies and you got a pocket. A pocket for another tag or something. We'll put something in there. And then the back. So I don't know. All in all, it turned out okay. I like it. It was not how I had envisioned, but I think it turned out okay in the end and gave us a laugh or two. So now, let's open the journal. Flip past this one. Let's just go in a page here. And, oh, watch it not fit. I would cry. I would cry. All right, what's the problem here? There we go. Yeah, it's a little tight. There we go. Little folio. And you know what? You don't even have to keep it in these eyelets because it's a little tight. You could actually just stick it in another pocket. But there you go. It's in there. And that is the end of the second day of Defemember with the prompt, butterfly, and 3 torn things. So, hey, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the laughs. And hopefully the next prompt won't be so hard on me. So until next time, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.